Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to dive into 10 powerful and honestly surprisingly simple secrets to success. And we're not just talking about your career, we're talking about your entire life. So let's jump right in.
So, let me ask you something. What if success wasn't this one big, mysterious secret you had to uncover? What if it was actually just 10 small ones? 10 little habits? Now, that idea is powerful, right? Because it means success is something you can actually build piece by piece. It puts you in the driver's seat. And that's exactly what we're going to break down today.
And that brings us to the core idea here. You see, success is a bit of a balancing act. It's not just about being great at your job, and it's not just about being a likable person. It's about finding that sweet spot, that perfect balance between your personal skills, your inner world, and your professional competence, your outer world. Getting that balance right, that's the real key to unlocking everything else.
All right, so where do we start? We're going to begin with Section 1, Mastering Your Inner World. And there's a really good reason for this. Think about it. All real, lasting success, it starts from the inside out. It's an inside job. You've got to get your own house in order before you can really make a dent in the world. This is the foundation for everything else we're going to talk about. So, in this first part, we're going to tackle 4 foundational pillars. We've got emotional intelligence, adaptability, continuous learning, and we'll wrap up with the power of positive thinking. Let's do it. Okay, first up, emotional intelligence. This is a big one. It's basically being able to understand and manage your own feelings and being tuned into the feelings of others. So, how do you actually do that? Well, first you got to know yourself. What pushes your buttons? Then, when you're talking to people, it's not just about the words. Pay attention to their tone, their body language. And here's the secret sauce, the real game changer. Take a breath before you respond. Just a little pause. That's the difference between reacting on impulse and responding thoughtfully. All right, next, let's talk about adaptability. I mean, the world is changing at a crazy pace, right? So being adaptable, that's like your superpower. It's what makes you resilient. So instead of dreading challenges, try to see them as opportunities, a chance to learn. You've got to keep your skills fresh to stay in the game. And this is so important. Failure is gonna happen. It happens to everyone. The trick isn't to avoid it, it's to learn from it. Really dig in, figure out what went wrong, and use that to fuel your comeback. Secret number 3 is all about being a lifelong learner, continuous learning. This is the fuel for growth, both in your career and just as a person. And what I really love about this one is how simple it is. You don't have to go get another degree, seriously. Just read for a few minutes every day, maybe watch a tutorial online or take a course, and just listen to people. I mean, think about it. Everybody you meet knows something you don't. That's an incredible resource if you just pay attention. And to round out our inner world section, we have positive thinking. Now, let's be clear, this isn't about being blindly optimistic or ignoring problems, not at all. It's about training your brain to focus on solutions instead of just getting stuck on the problem itself. And who you surround yourself with matters a lot. So choose positivity. And here's a little pro tip, a psychological hack, really. Celebrate the small wins. Each little victory builds momentum and gives you the confidence to go after the big stuff. Okay, so we've done the internal work. We've built that solid foundation. Now it's time for Section 2, connecting with others effectively. This is where we take all that inner strength and start building bridges out into the world, to the people around us. And in this part, we're going to hit on 4 key skills for connecting with people. We're talking about building a great network, mastering communication, creating your personal brand, and we'll finish up with the absolute essentials, empathy and respect. Let's talk networking. A strong network is your ticket to opportunity, plain and simple. But it's not about how many business cards you can collect. The secret is to be proactive. You gotta be the one to start the conversation. But the real magic key? Give before you get. Always be thinking, how can I help this person? And just like a garden, you can't just plant seeds and walk away. You have to nurture those relationships. A quick email, a check-in, it goes a long way. All right, communication, this is huge. It's all about making sure what's in your head gets into someone else's head accurately. So how do you master it? First, be clear and concise. No one has time for a rambling story. Get to the point. Second, your body language speaks volumes. Make eye contact, have an open posture. And third, and this is so often overlooked, check for understanding. Don't just talk at people. A quick, am I making sense, can make all the difference. Okay, let's talk about your personal brand. And if that sounds corporate and stuffy, don't worry. It's actually really simple.
Your personal brand is just your reputation. It's what people say about you when you leave the room. So, how do you build a good one? Number 1, be authentic. Do what you say you're going to do. Easy. Number 2, share what you know. Don't hoard your expertise. And finally, above all else, be a person of integrity, because trust is everything.
And now we get to the real heart of it all, the foundation of every single meaningful connection you'll ever make: empathy and respect. It's pretty straightforward, really. It means you actually try to see things from someone else's perspective. You show you're interested. You don't have to agree with everyone, but you have to respect their right to have a different opinion. And honestly, just be kind. You'd be amazed how far a simple, sincere compliment can go.
All right, we have covered a ton of ground. We've worked on our inner game, and we've worked on how we connect with others. Now for our final section, navigating your daily life. This is where the rubber meets the road. We're going to talk about the practical systems that tie all of this together. So in this last bit, we're tackling the final 2 secrets to making all this sustainable: effective time management and that ever-elusive work-life balance. Let's talk about time management. And look, this is not about cramming more stuff into your day. It's about doing the right stuff without burning yourself out. The key is to prioritize. There are great systems for this, like the Eisenhower Matrix, which basically helps you figure out what's truly important versus what's just loud and urgent. And you have to protect your focus time. Turn off the phone. And here's a big one: schedule your downtime. Put family time, friend time, you time right there in your calendar. It's just as important as any work appointment. And that leads us perfectly to our final secret: work-life balance. The source is super clear about this. You can't cheat the system. If you let your work life swallow your personal life, or vice versa, both are going to suffer. It's that simple. So you have to set boundaries. When you're done with work, be done. Go to a hobby, something totally different that recharges your batteries. Take breaks. Remember, this whole success thing, it's a marathon, not a 100-meter dash. Okay, wow. We've gone through 10 big secrets for success. So, now what? You're probably thinking, that's a lot. Where on earth do I even start? Well, here's maybe the most important piece of advice of all. The secret number 11, if you will. Do not try to do all of these at once. That's a recipe for burnout. The advice is brilliant in its simplicity. Just pick one. Or maybe 2. That's it. Maybe this week you just focus on really actively listening. Or maybe you just start scheduling 30 minutes for yourself every day. Nail that one thing. Make it a habit. Then, and only then, move on to the next. And I want to leave you with this one last thought, a quote that just wraps this all up so perfectly. Success isn't about being the best. It's about being better than you were yesterday. You know, it's not a competition with anyone else. It's just you versus you from yesterday. It's about small, steady progress. It's a journey, not some finish line you have to cross. And that's something every single one of us can do. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today.